maybe it could make you think of your own name, because sometimes we don't realize the importance of our names. Okay, so my name is Jacob Rudd. Jacob, like the guy in the Bible who had a pillow for a rock and dreamed of a ladder stretching from heaven to the earth with angels climbing up and down, bringing messages and our prayers to God. My middle name is Thomas, like St. Thomas, who missed the visit of the resurrected Jesus. Then he wanted complete proof and said, unless I touch his hands and feet, I will not believe. And then he had his profession of faith, my Lord and my God. Jesus appeared to him. The confirmation saint is St. Paul, you know, the guy who was helping to get Christians killed and then was blinded by Christ. And Jesus said, why are you persecuting me? And then he became on fire with love for Christ and went to the ends of the earth. My last name is Rudd, like Elmer Fudd, not Fudd, but Rudd. Like mud, but not mud, just Rudd. Like a thing that steers a boat, a rudder. And at Camp Tekawitha, my name was Gandalf. I was a camp counselor, like in Lord of the Rings, the great Catholic novelist J.R.R. Tolkien. So I really enjoyed being called Gandalf for 4 summers. He's the wizard that helped Frodo to destroy the ring, which would have destroyed Middle-earth if Sauron got control of it. And he fought orcs in Uruk-hai, Nazgul, Ringwraiths, and Balrogs. So I guess I'm here to steer you, because I'm a Rudd, to pray, because of Jacob's ladder, and to real true faith, like St. Thomas wanted. And I've been changed like St. Paul, and I want to tell you the good news. My heart longs for you to be fruitful and holy, and I want to prepare you for battle, like Gandalf, because we are at war. There is a Sauron, or devil, and there is a ring that we must destroy, and there is goodness. Goodness that we might fight to protect. Okay. I don't know why I'm crying. So this next song is a newer song that I have made, and I use the guitar kind of like a drum. So here we go. So it's called Conquer. I am selfish, I didn't do it right, not this time. Born inflicted with a disease deep within, but the gardener tilled the soil of my soul and planted new life. Now I'm blooming despite strong storms, thieves and droughts. Since he lives in me, I do not fear. Our good King Jesus has conquered Satan and his army. Heart is aching for the narrow road, the same one that our Lord chose. Heart is hoping, open the door to go into all the world. Yeah, 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 yeah. I am wounded, I fell into a trap. I'm on my own, bleeding from the lies, too much pain inside, I don't feel good. But the doctor performed surgery on my soul, and now I am healed. Now I know no matter what, I'm a beloved son, I found true love. Since he lives in me. I do not fear. Our good King Jesus has conquered Satan and his army. Heart is aching for the narrow road. The saint will never go show. Heart is open the door to go into all the world. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Heart is aching for the narrow road. The saint will never show. Heart is open the door to go into all the world. He must increase. I must decrease. Literally, that was the first time I ever performed that to people that were my family. Alright, so I grew up in Oshkosh, and I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters. And growing up, I loved to play hockey. And I went to Catholic school for first grade with Sister Mary Jo, and then I retired from Catholic school and I was at public school for the rest of the time. And I really had a good upbringing with my parents and my siblings. But I think public school, we didn't talk about God much, and most of my friends didn't go to church. But this song is kind of about the joys of fatherhood. So my dad is actually here. Or is your hand in? Peter? Peter is here. And the song is called Call to Be a Father, so it's kind of inspired by him and then my own experience of having children. And so the idea is, as well, like, I'll just play it. Limited time. There's a great need for better fathers. Unless the grain of wheat falls to the earth and dies, it's no better than dirt. But if it dies, it will bear fruit more than this world. What great joy to hold your daughter in your arms and carry your son on your back with your wife by your sports, especially hockey. And one of my teammates was a good friend of mine, Alex, and we were in AP US History together. We were on the hockey team together, and we did stuff after school together. We would hang out a lot, and we'd go to some parties, and I knew him well, but we weren't like the best of friends, but there was a tragic point in my life, and obviously for him, when we found out he was missing, and we couldn't find him, and it was for about 4 hours. Everyone, like all of our friends were looking for him, and then it turned out that he had taken his own life, and it was really a sad moment. But I remember all the good things that he did in his life, and I remember that I was at a party where there was underage drinking, and I liked to smoke marijuana, to drink, but I was also an athlete, so I wasn't like crazy out of control. But still, I was leading towards a path of away from God, away from what I learned as a kid. And so we were at the party, and I drank so much I threw up because I was sad my friend had died. But then the next night, I told my friends, I'm not going to drink, I want to go pray. And we were out in the woods on a beautiful property, and it was a clear night sky with not much wind. And I went out and I laid down under the stars, and I just started crying to Jesus and talking to him. I felt a lot of peace. And then I felt better than taking a drug or drinking. And I didn't feel guilty afterwards. And so I wanted to become a follower of Jesus. And I was a little bit mad because Mass to me, I had never really connected with God in this way. So part of me was thinking maybe to not be Catholic anymore. But I would just hold it at that and play. This song is called The Night in August. It's about the experience of finding God, looking at the stars after my friend had died. I looked at all the traffic on, all the noise on that phone, before the state of my soul. So I took the fork in the road, the one less traveled on, and I will never forget that night in August when I looked to the bed. It been so long forever, and I see you looking straight at me with your tender eyes of mercy. In the silence you set me free. You set me free from all the garbage of the world. The rain fell down, though the sky was clear. The rain fell down. It was my tears, it was all my shame washed away. The light came down, though the night was dark. The light came down into my heart. It was all my pride finally died. And my praise rang out, though my lips were still. My praise rang out over all of the hills. It was all my doubt fell down. And I will never forget that night in August when I looked into the heavens. So I went to a retreat. Every year my mom was hounding me, because my mom was the strongest Catholic in our family. She was the one always encouraging us to do what's right, which was great. At the time, it's not that fun. When you're a high schooler, it's not that fun. Now, this time I had a flip phone, which was really cool. You could flip it open, and we had no apps on it, but we had this really cool game called Snake. It was just a thing going on eating a bug. And that was cool to have. I also played video games. But anyways, I went on this retreat. My mom had told me, freshman, sophomore, junior year, you need to go on this retreat. There's these monks coming, these friars, they're so cool. And they're doing a retreat in Oshkosh called U2000. And every time I looked at my calendar and I said, haha, Mom, look, I have a hockey tournament that weekend. I don't have to go. The team needs me. So after this experience of all that in the summer, I saw that we did have a hockey tournament, but I decided, Mom, you're right, I should go on the retreat. It's more important than just a weekend of hockey. So I went on the retreat, and we prayed the rosary, and I felt a lot of peace. The gym had all the lights out, and there was a man who made what was called a burning bush. It was just a big structure of candles that held candles made out of wood, and on top of it was the Eucharist. So it was Eucharistic adoration in the gym with friars giving talks and good music, and it was a great experience for me because we prayed the rosary. That's a very Catholic thing. I then was encouraged to go to confession, and I went to a priest that looked like Gandalf, and he cried with me, and I had a beautiful experience, and more than any time in my life, I realized Jesus is in the priest, and he was healing me through the power of the priesthood to forgive my sins, to make a new chapter in my life, and to be fully trying to follow Jesus. So I knelt down after in adoration, and I was hit. It was kind of before there were drones. I kind of had an image of myself in the gym and like a drone zooming out, and all of a sudden I was out of the school, and then I was over Oshkosh, and then I was over Wisconsin, and then the earth, and then the stars, and I could like just sense, it wasn't an actual like video I'm seeing in my head, it was just a sense of that, and that God was looking right at me, and he was saying, this is the most important moment of your life, because you are realizing that I am in the Eucharist. That I truly came to earth. I created everything. I came to earth. I died for you. And I am still alive. I rose from the dead. And the earth would be a complete mess without me because of the great fall that we had. And so Jesus showed me he was present with me. And that was better than anything I had learned in public school. All the tests you take, all the studying, all the cramming, all the goofing around, making fun of. I would joke around with my Spanish teacher and trick her like I didn't know words, something like that. But all this knowledge that I had gained did not compare to any. It was like a drop of water in the ocean to this truth that Jesus is here with us. He died for us, and he is the reason to live. And he is all of what. When we die, life goes on. We don't have to be afraid of that. So I just had a lot of peace. I was crying and being healed by Jesus. And so this song is called The Night I Met Jesus. It's a little quieter song. It's kind of about going to, you could do it as maybe going to confession or just finding Christ. I was walking down the road the night I met Jesus. I was thinking about my life's journey when he came to me, my Lord and my God, my brother and my friend, my all in all. Oh, He embraced me like a father, and I began my new life. My Lord and my God, my brother and my friend, my all in all. You have believed because you've seen. Blessed are those who have not seen, yet still believe. You have believed because you've seen. Blessed are those who have not seen, yet still believe. So from that point on, I wanted to do something for God. And so the first thing was maybe to try to be an